Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, is a small island off the coast of Chile in the southeastern Pacific. On this island, almost 1,000 statues stand. These are called Maui. Easter Island began to be inhabited by its people in the year 1200, and soon after the island was inhabited, they began work on the Maui. Around 1722, European explorers discovered the islands, and they found an almost deserted island. Many researchers have looked into the reasons for why Easter Island was nearly deserted. These reasons do include natural resources dwindling and improper care of the island by the residents.
Easter Island was originally inhabited by the Rapa Nui people, which is a form of Polynesian culture. The Rapa Nui people carved almost 1,000 moai statues. These statues were believed to represent ancestors and chiefs of the Rapa Nui people. The moai on Easter Island are carved from volcanic ash that is only found in one part of the island. These statues are massive, with the largest named Pero weighing 82 tons and standing 35 feet and 5 inches tall. The Rapa Nui people have legends of the moai statues walking to their final destination, but researchers have reasoned that the statues were moved by the natives attaching ropes to the moai and rocking them, thus giving the illusion of them walking. The Rapa Nui people seem to face famine due to neglect of the need of further agriculture. The Rapa Nui people cut down and burned many of the natural resources on the island to clear a way for the statues, causing deforestation, which heavily impacted them.
To the lack of stewardship by the Rapa Nui people on Easter Island, this island was nearly abandoned. That's what makes this the perfect example for why stewardship is so important even to this day. The destruction of the island's natural resources and environment was mostly caused by the rapid deforestation that happened there because they had to move their moai statues that they made, and the first settlers there introduced rats, which had no natural predators, so they kind of just destroyed everything. So with this huge lack of natural resources, there was a ton of infighting, which led to civil war, and they were so weakened at one point half of their population was enslaved by Peruvians, and later there was way more after that from the introduction of smallpox by European settlers that wiped almost all of them out. In 4 years, their population went from 3,000 people to 600 to 700 men and only 30 women.
So the conservation of Easter Island can actually be seen today in the efforts to prevent further damage to the environment on the island itself and native species. For example, the red-tailed tropicbird is a tropical bird species that is native to the island, and its population is being increasingly threatened by invasive species that were later introduced to the island. Easter Island has actually also seen an increase in tourism in recent years, and the increase in tourism has caused problems to marine species living on and around the island, specifically the 5 species of marine turtle that live nearby. Researchers are actually currently working on countermeasures to prevent more harm to these native species, such as removing human-caused food sources, regulating tourism, new management plans, and most importantly, community engagement. Community engagement is definitely the most important aspect of these conservation efforts, being that the community, if dedicated and if enough of the community takes part in these efforts, it can provide long-term success, potentially generational success, which is something that not many other solutions we're faced with today can.
Conservation of Easter Island is necessary to maintain the history and the culture of the Rapa Nui people, and to preserve how their actions had severe consequences on their home. By understanding the actions of the Rapa Nui people, we can better understand to take care of other environments. And finally, conservation is necessary to protect the natural environment and protect species that call Easter Island home.